I, Bolthard, ruler of the galaxy fighters, will rule the galaxy once and for all.
Bolthard, did you mow the grass?
Well, honey, I haven't yet.
Yes, honey, you can get your dreams after you mow the lawn.
Okay. I, Bolthard, ruler of the universe, shall do my evil after I mow the grass.
Hi guys, this is Cobra Tom.
And then Lily.
And we are doing the Masters of the Universe Roton. And this isn't the review, but we're also showing Bolthard and Martha. Just so you have an idea of scale, and
We'll talk about why Martha is even here.
And why we got this action figure here. So, alright, well, to start off, Bolthard is not a Masters of the Universe. He's a Galaxy Fighters figure, but he is the exact same size, same muscles, same arms, same legs, and he's the very same size as any Masters of the Universe figure. Now, this Masters of the Universe toy is a one-seater, and it has a nice little clicker in there that spins the blades. Later I'll show some books and some videos, and I'll be showing you just a little bit of some of the stuff that they used for this toy. I also found a cartoon that had the eyes shooting instead of the guns. Now the guns here are cool. They technically don't, I'll flip these around. They don't actually fit, even if you could get the action figures hands on them, they don't really fit on there. So they're more part of the machine.
Wanting to shoot that way, yes.
Wanting to shoot. This one is looser than this one. This one seems to be a little tighter. They're just in there by pegs. But in the cartoon, they have eyes that shoot ice lasers. And it freezes Orko, and I'll show that in a little bit.
With the toy, it's a land machine, but on the cartoon, as you will see, it's a flying machine. It's also a two-seater and does not have the cannons by the eyes. It fires, as you will see, from its eye, and it's a freeze gun. Now, the toy has guns by the eyes, but the eyes aren't guns. And it's not a flying machine, it's a land machine. To spin, you have to roll it on the ground. And with it being a two-seater, the toy is not, and it doesn't fly around like this at all.
So in the books, and even on the cartoon, you can see Beastman and others flying on this thing. Skeletor, Evil Lyn and stuff are flying around, and it's like a helicopter. But it's also, they also have it'd be a two-seater. Well, this thing.
Also, Martha sits very awkward.
It would help a lot if Martha didn't sit like this.
I'll show you how Martha walks.
See, here's how Bolthard fits in there. And Bolthard fits in there just fine. He sits in there nicely.
By the way, this is how Martha walks.
Oh, yes.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Martha.
That's how she sits.
I'm Martha. And if you tried to put her in here, look how ridiculous she looks. This is great, actually. I think this is probably the best. Wait, we can make
her feet control the panels.
Her feet can control the panels. And now Bolthard. Now we can maybe make this into a two-seater now. Okay, here we go, boys and girls. We have officially made this a two-seater.
And Ball-Tired's not the one that controls it. She takes her feet and starts pressing buttons.
Yep, and she's pressing buttons with her feet. Well, this really isn't a two-seater, but that's how that would... sort of how it goes.
This book cover is from Golden Books, Dangerous Games. This time, the Roton is a three-seater. But unlike in the cartoon, the guns are by the eyes, like on the actual toy. But unlike the actual toy, you know, they got the three people sitting here, but the toy can only seat one. This is the Ladybird book, He-Man and the Asteroids of Doom. And on the cover of this one, the Roton is on it with Skeletor. The guns are on it, like on the toy. And it's only a one-seater. It's also spinning around like a helicopter. I have come to the conclusion that this is not a land vehicle. It's an air vehicle, which I did not understand. I mean, you can do it. We can show you that where you click the clicker with your own hand, but I never would have thought that this was actually a helicopter. This is the Golden Book, The Rock Warriors. This is the cover. I actually used to have this book, but through unforeseen circumstances, I do not have it anymore. And it was under the Super Adventures. And this is about Skeletor, and he creates these rock warriors. And I'm going to show you some pages so that you can see how this book used the Roton.
On the cartoon, and in many, many books, which I will show you, this is not a ground vehicle. They have this as a flying vehicle, and the blades spin like a helicopter. And I think that that's really a difficult kind of thing to do. Although granted, my hands are probably bigger than a kid's hands. But I would think that that would be really hard to do for a kid. Make it look...
Hard.
Yeah, my hands are a little bit bigger, so I can do it a little bit easier. But she was having a really hard time making it.
Wait, watch. Put.
Yeah, so I think as a toy it works better as
On the ground.
On the ground.
I mean, you could make like a sky settings and just roll it on the floor.
Right.
But
Yeah, but in the cartoon and in many of the books that I saw, Skeletor is flying this around.
Here you can see that the Roton is flying around, and it's a one-seater, but with only one gun. Now, on the actual toy, it has two, like I said, and it's only a one-seater like they have shown here. Now, a lot of times I have seen through my research here that they use the Wind Raider to... Must have been one of He-Man's only flying vehicles, because this one always seems to be chasing Skeletor and the Roton, or whoever happens to be in the Roton with the Wind Raider. Now here we see the Roton flying around again, and it's shooting a beam to make more rock warriors. And I got this just from the, it says the Bolts of Grayskull. It was just a picture that I looked up and I thought it looked kind of cool, and here I'll show you kind of a little more here. And here's the, well, that's not the Castle of Eternia really from the cartoon, but as you can see, that's what they're attacking here. And once again, it's a flying vehicle. And here is, I'll try to get that into the frame, an advertisement for the Ladybird book line that had the Roton on one of its covers. Now, I don't know which book this is. The lettering is too small for me to read, but it's probably the one that looks a little bigger than some of the others. And this time, they make it look like it's a land vehicle because it's going over land. Now, that's how I always thought it would be used. But from all the cartoons that I've seen, and there's 3 or 4 cartoon episodes that I've seen that have the Roton always being a flying machine. And this is the first example I've seen that it looks like a ground machine. Although that could be used as a runway maybe and is taking off.
Okay, so not a lot of people would kind of like this because there's this wheel to make it move. And that's nice, but it does this.
See, I don't have a problem with that noise, but she doesn't like it.
And why Martha is here is we opened a package when we were doing a big unboxing. And she was in there. I'm not sure why he bought it. I think he bought it for the weapons.
I bought it for the weapons and for the wings.
The wings.
I bought it really for the wings. I wasn't even sure because she has goat head and I don't know. She just looks weird.
Derpy.
I wasn't even going to keep her. But then she started making a funny voice and calling her Martha. And so then she became Baltard's girlfriend.
Yep.
Well, thank you for watching our video. This was fun. We kind of liked this toy. We mostly liked it for our little gag for cutting the grass. And we thought, actually, when we were on eBay looking around, that this would be a cool vehicle for Baltard. He kind of gets a different color scheme, so he sticks out a little bit more than another maybe other action figure with the black and the red.
I mean, I get this because other than G.I. Joe, you want to be camouflaged in G.I. Joe, and in this it's
in Masters of the Universe and Galaxy Warriors, they have spears and swords and crazy other vehicles, and they ride on big green and yellow cats, and so this fits in real nicely with any kind of thing, and he fits in there perfectly. Well, you saw how silly that was. But we thank you for watching, and we will see you
next time.
Bye.